Bronny James. The name alone has been echoing through basketball gyms, social media feeds, and sports talk shows for years. The son of LeBron James, the greatest player of his generation, and was never going to have a quiet path to the league. Every dribble, every layup, every missed shot has been analyzed under the brightest spotlight possible. And now, after just 2 games in the NBA, one thing is becoming painfully clear. Bronny James is not ready for this. Not yet. And that's not hate, it's reality. Today, we're breaking down why Bronny's transition to the NBA has been so rough, what's really holding him back, and why that might actually be the best thing for his career long term. Let's start with the obvious. Bronny James has been living under a microscope since middle school. He was never just a prospect. He was LeBron's son. That comes with unfair expectations. People expected the next superstar, the next franchise player, the heir to the throne. But the truth is, Bronny was never that level of prospect coming out of high school. Scouts had him ranked in the late 30s to 50s range in his class. Good player? Absolutely. Top tier, can't miss talent? Not even close. And his lone college season at USC didn't help. Coming off a scary cardiac incident that sidelined him for months, Bronny struggled to find rhythm. He averaged under 5 points per game, shot inconsistently, and often looked hesitant on the floor. But thanks to his name and yes, his family ties, the NBA door still opened. So now that he's in the NBA, where exactly is Bronny falling short? Let's break it down. Bronny is listed at about 6 feet 2 inches, 210 pounds. Undersized for a modern NBA guard. Against pro athletes, he's often bullied at the rim and struggles to create separation off the dribble. This might be the biggest red flag. Bronny doesn't play with that fearless attacking mentality you see in most rookies trying to prove themselves. Too often, he's deferring, passing up open shots, or fading into the background. It's like he's afraid to make a mistake. And in the NBA, that's a death sentence. While Bronny's defense and IQ have always been praised, his offensive game is raw. He's not an elite shooter, not a dynamic playmaker, and doesn't have that go-to move when the offense breaks down. In other words, he's not a scoring threat, and that limits his value on the court. This is something you can't prepare for until you're in it. The NBA is faster, smarter, and tougher than anything Bronny's faced. Right now, he looks like he's reacting instead of dictating the game, a clear sign he's still adjusting. And then there's the part no one wants to talk about, the LeBron factor. Bronny didn't just enter the NBA, he entered with the storyline of being the first ever father-son duo to share the court. It's history, it's a media goldmine, but it's also an impossible weight to carry as a 21-year-old still figuring himself out. Every night he plays, he's compared to one of the greatest players to ever live. Every mistake becomes a headline, every benching becomes a debate. That pressure would crush most players, and it's clear Bronny is still learning how to shoulder it. Some people argue he wouldn't even be in the league right now if his last name wasn't James. And honestly, they're probably right, but that's not a knock, it's just reality. Legacy opened the door. Now it's up to Bronny to prove he belongs in the room. Here's the part most critics miss. It's okay that Bronny isn't ready yet. The NBA is full of players who started slow. Some spent years bouncing between the G League and the bench before becoming stars. Growth isn't linear, and development takes time. Bronny has the work ethic, he has the basketball IQ, and most importantly, he has the resources and mentorship of the greatest blueprint imaginable. If he embraces the grind, works on his shot, builds his body, and learns how to be aggressive, there's no reason he can't carve out a real role in the league. He might never be a superstar like his dad, and that's fine. But he can absolutely become a solid contributor, a lockdown defender, or a reliable rotation guard. And if he earns that the hard way, it'll mean so much more than being handed it because of his last name. So yeah, Bronny James isn't ready for the NBA right now, but that's not the end of the story. It's just the beginning. The path might be longer, the climb might be harder, and the expectations might be unfair. But if Bronny can block out the noise and put in the work, he could write a legacy that's entirely his own. Because at the end of the day, being LeBron's son might open doors, but proving you belong, that's something only Bronny can do. What do you think? Will Bronny eventually become an NBA star, or will the pressure be too much?